If I say, can two work together unless they agree? Most of us will simply agree with me. Why? Because we'll be thinking in terms of an external movement. They will simply say yes. If I have a friend B and I am gentleman or lady A, and we are working together on a physical and visible pathway, if we keep disagreeing as to where to go next, and we come to a particular juncture, and we have now to make a decision as to where to go. If my friend wants to go this particular way and I want to go this other particular way, we are going to come to a place where we're going to reach a disagreement. And this disagreement is going to simply lead us to a place of anxiety and possibly fight. Why? Because the two of us are not seeing eye to eye when it comes to where to go. We think in terms of external movement. We think in terms of friends outside. But what if I were to tell you that the same principle is also applicable to you and the man or woman within? That as a matter of fact, it's even more dangerous when it comes to the level of disagreement that you can have with the person that you see in the mirror. Why? Because the person in the mirror knows you best, knows all your key weaknesses, and knows exactly how to get to you. So if you develop this habit of not seeing eye to eye with yourself, my friend, this can be more than detrimental. It can lead to catastrophes, not only for yourself, but for the people also that you work with. And in this particular video, that's exactly what I would like to talk about. When it comes to life, we can all agree that no one is an island. That the principle of interdependence, that I depend on others in order to make things happen, is something that doesn't need to be questioned anymore. I cannot wake up and start making things on my own and expect these things to keep on going unless I have the cooperation of the people around me. Thus the saying, no one is an island, because as much as you would like to do things on your own, at one point or the other, you'll have to interact with the world outside, and this interaction will simply lead to a place of interdependence. So this is something that has been established, and it's basically part of the first principle. It's there. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's like gravity. You can't change that. You always need somebody on the outside to make things happen and to work with you as far as your vision is concerned. However, the danger is when one goes to a point where they start depending on others more than they learn how to depend on themselves. Not just for the physical needs, but also for the emotional needs, and so on and so forth. Let me just give you a perfect example. If you have internalized that, yes, I need others to validate me, I need others to be there in my life, otherwise I will not gonna feel complete. You get into a relationship and you start developing this sense of insecure attachment. You start developing a sense of addiction to the other person's company, to the point where from time to time when things don't go well, you simply say to yourself, I'm going to reach for my playlist in order to regulate my nervous system, and I'm just gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a song, and this song is basically fits my mood right now, because it can always be a happy song. I have to reach for a song that actually fits my mood right now, and you put on your headset and you press play, and the music playing is simply saying, I am nothing if I don't have you. You sing that song over and over. You sing that song over a period of time. Guess what's going to happen? You are now going to get to a place where you see the other party in your life as the person who can validate you. And without this other person, you see yourself as completely worthless. You get to a workplace, you start seeing your co-workers and your bosses are basically the same type of entity. Without them, you are nothing. So you take your interdependence to the next level, to a place of addiction. And guess what's going to happen is the brain is simply going to say, my goodness, this is exactly how this person thinks. I'm not here to even judge the person. It's like basically like the cab drivers in London. They've developed the hypothalamus so much that they know how to navigate the city of London, basically even while they're sleeping, because they have memorized the ins and outs of that particular city. They have memorized the ins and outs of this particular maze, and this is why they can do exceptionally well in the city of London when it comes to navigating. You're gonna say to them, take me from point A to point C. They will know exactly how to go around, to go over, or to even find a way to point B, because they have simply memorized every secret, as far as every aspect of the secret as far as London is concerned. So everything for them now goes on autopilot. But guess what? When it comes to autopilot, it doesn't just apply to physical movement, it also applies to our thoughts and feelings. If you have so developed your brain to believe a particular thing, the brain is simply going to say, yeah, this is our default mode, and now we're on automatic. I have nothing, I am nobody unless I have this particular boss. I am nobody unless I have this particular set of co-workers. I am nobody unless I have this particular gentleman or this particular lady in my life. But guess what? Guess what? If this company, this boss, and co-workers and your significant other are not treating you nice, but yet you have developed this dependence, this addiction to them, guess what's going to happen is you're going to reach a point where you're going to slowly but surely start self-destroying and simply confirm what Nietzsche said a few years ago in his book, Thus Says Zarathustra. You are going to become your own worst enemy, trying now to ambush yourself to simply end your life, because you have developed this habit of thinking that yes, without so and so I am no one. So if so and so is not part of my life, therefore I simply cannot exist. And that's how you're going to start eroding this self-image that would have been otherwise healthy as far as your life is concerned. Again, why this is particularly important? Because this addiction to negative thinking, this addiction to negative feeling, when it is reinforced through music or otherwise, what's going to happen is it's going to start costing you money. It's going to start costing you money when it comes to your productivity at work. Because instead of focusing on the best way to make things happen, you'll be focusing on the validation or the need for validation that you're getting from people in your environment. Instead of actually becoming your best self in the community, go on to become a community leader to make things happen on your own. You will simply spend your life depending on others to affirm you, as opposed to you taking the initiative to make certain things happen in the community and take your community from where it is right now all the way to the next level. And eventually you will simply have cost your community as well in the marketplace millions, if not billions of dollars, because you have not taken the steps that could have taken us to the next level. How do we fix that precisely? I will simply say the following. Success is all about regulating the nervous system to be in the right place as far as your mental space is concerned, in order for you to deliver your best performance. If you're not in the best place, your mind is simply telling you that yes, the amygdala is on. It's fight or flight as far as this particular thing is concerned. We are now operating in sympathetic mode. But in order for you to actually reach a place of success, you have to steer yourself back to a place of parasympathetic or place of relaxation. And I was talking about this a few days ago. I simply say yes. As a matter of fact, if you have not watched the video yet, please go check this video. It will serve you well. Yeah, but when it comes to regulating the nervous system, most of us, when it comes to, you see yourself doing something that's not really aligned with the vision that you have yourself. What you're gonna do is, yeah, I suggested to reach out for exercise, go for a walk in nature, go for exercise, because motion simply activates the endorphin or the neurotransmitters that actually help you feel good with yourself. And number two, and number three, I also suggested music. But when it comes to the type of music you'll be listening to, this is precisely where I would like to spend some time with you. Pay attention to where you are. As a matter of fact, here's the funny thing. Most of us spend a lot of time monitoring how we do certain things as far as physical environment is concerned. We spend a lot of time monitoring how we interact with our own bodies. You're going to simply say to yourself, yes, on a daily basis, I need to drink at least 8 glasses of water. So what I'm going to do throughout the day, I'm simply going to set a reminder for myself. At 9 o'clock, time to drink water. At 10 o'clock, time to go for water. At 11 o'clock, time to go for a glass of water, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to our own thoughts and feelings, we don't have reminders to simply check in with ourselves. And this is exactly what you can do for yourself moving forward as an assignment. Develop the habit of simply checking in with yourself on an hourly basis. Put a reminder in front of you. At 9 o'clock, I have to check in with myself and says, Dimitri, how are you doing today? Dimitri, how are you feeling in the moment? Not because you're trying to judge yourself if you're not feeling well, but because you want to be aware. Because awareness is precisely the beginning of how you can reverse things. But if you're not aware of a particular thought, or particular feelings and how it's actually potentially leading you in the wrong direction, what's going to happen is you are going to reach a place of disagreement. Can two work together unless they agree? You're going to come to a place where, yes, the dominant feelings or the dominant thoughts in your mind is simply saying, yes, this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. And you start basically now working on automatic, and before you know it, this becomes a habit, and you start thinking that this is not working, this life is not working, this life is not working, this is reinforced through negative music. Before you know it, you simply become a liability to yourself and to the people around you, because you simply develop this negative habit of thinking that things are not working, and this has been reinforced by music. So again, going back to the steps. So when it comes to music, pay attention to the type of music you're going to be listening to, because sometimes when you're not feeling your best, you tend to steer your boat toward the negative thinkers out there. You simply say, oh yes, this song I heard a few years ago, it's simply aligned with what I'm feeling right now. So let me just listen to the song. And the more you listen to the song, guess what? Before you know it, yes, you simply develop the negative way of thinking and feeling as far as your life is concerned. And next thing, you become your own worst enemy. All right. So not just when it comes to music, but also when it comes to the type of meditation. So instead of dwelling on a negative thought, instead of dwelling on a negative feeling that you're experiencing, simply become aware. Observe what is happening. Don't judge. Observe and allow what is happening, and give yourself permission to slowly but surely simply let yourself realize that yes, you are not this negative thoughts. You are not this negative feelings, and slowly but surely let your body simply and your mind recalibrate itself and get you back to your place of neutrality as far as whatever is happening is concerned. And last but not least, you're gonna come to a place where even your breathing is not gonna be a breathing of someone forcing himself to feel a particular way, but a breathing of someone who simply realizes that yes, I am bigger and better than what is happening right now. So therefore, I'm not going to let this particular situation dictate. I'm going to be thinking and feeling, and eventually I'm going to start seeing myself as far as life is concerned. If you've been enjoying this video, please make sure to share it with as many people as possible. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that next time we put together a video, you can be amongst the first one to see it. Alright, now back to our presentation. Alright, I'm gonna stop right here. Thanks so much for watching. Looking forward to sharing more with you in the days to come. Until then, take good care, and remember, the best is yet to come. But in order for the best to be manifesting, in order for you to flip that switch and become your next level, you simply have to remember one key thing. Life is not about flipping the switch all at once and things are happening on their own. You see, it's simply about micro momentum, a micro moment, or simply seeing yourself thinking a particular way that's not aligned with where you're going, and simply making the readjustment. And that's how slowly but surely you're gonna come to a place where you're gonna start fixing your game of success. In 1974, let me just end with this particular story. In 1974, Tim Galloway released his book, The Inner Game of Tennis. And this inner game of tennis was simply a book talking about how people self-sabotage. Because we become our own worst critics, we become our own worst coaches, and we're simply trying to find ourselves doing the wrong things, and therefore trying to become so hard on ourselves that before you know it, you become paralyzed and you become unable to play tennis. And the same thing can be said when it comes to you as a person. If you don't address the inner game of success as far as who you are is concerned, and as far as can two work together unless they agree. My friend, you're gonna find yourself one day in a place where you are simply become your own worst enemy, trying to ambush yourself because you have found a way to convince yourself that you are not worth it, which is far from the truth. And I love you so much. I want nothing but the best for you. In order for this to happen, you simply have to start coaching yourself and mentoring yourself by simply checking with yourself once an hour, every single day, checking with yourself. How am I feeling? What am I thinking? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? And what am I thinking? Not because you're trying to be a critic as far as what is happening, but simply because you want to be aware. And awareness is simply get you to a better place, because you're going to become like this cab driver in London who is not aware of the fact, yes, I'm trying to take this person from point A to point C, and I can see there's an obstacle. Because if the cab driver doesn't see the obstacle, guess what happened? They're going to spend hours in traffic without realizing that there's a way around the obstacle B. And that's exactly why awareness is so important. Much love. I'm out.